Community-engaged research, or research that's conducted in partnership with community members or organizations, is an important strategy for addressing issues affecting communities. Doing it well requires listening to communities. Communities united by common place, background characteristic, interest, values, health problem, issue of concern, or commitment to a shared need. Let's listen as 3 community partners offer tips for effective and respectful research engaged with communities.
I think the most important thing is to recognize the communities as an important peer researcher. It's important then to train the researcher that you have right now to learn how the community thinks, what is the culture, what are the feelings, to understand what are the community needs. And also that it should be a long time commitment.
There's a lot of dialogue that has to happen. There's a lot of change in people's behaviors. Everyone is involved, is also learning, whether it's the person who's doing the documentation or the one who's doing the recruiting or the one who is facilitating the groups. There are a lot of pieces that we have to really pull together. So it is time consuming.
Sometimes the people from the university, people with PhDs or master's degrees, they think that they are using human subjects. And it's important to recognize that these human subjects are human beings like them.
People debate, they can quarrel, but they look as mature people, and because they are quarreling over how to be successful.
If you're invited, it's like being invited into someone's home. You receive an invitation, it's a sincere invitation. But you certainly, you don't come in and then change how the furniture is in the house or change how the food is prepared. So I think about research now in that it really is it's a process for understanding better what is the condition, what causes it, where does it come from, and how do we collectively together, those who are in the community, who are in the university, how do we collectively solve the problem?
It's a learning process. People learn from each other. There's power relationship. And if everybody understands their role and responsibility, it works very, very well.
So if the data shows the reality of this community, I think the community will accept that because they are living in this reality. If the data shows something that is not really the reality that the community is living in, it could be create some kind of conflict. And then it's important to understand why the conflict is there, and also in order to resolve the conflict, it should be investigated the causes of this conflict.
Even if we didn't get the result we are looking for, and we complete, we learn from that. So to me, success doesn't mean only hurrah. Yeah, even if we don't get what we wanted, to me that's a learning process. We learn from our, why we fail, and that itself can lead to another study.
We go back on a regular basis to share not just what we finally learned, but to keep people up to date on kind of how things are going and what are we learning up to this point. The sharing process on a regular basis, not to take a year or 2 years, and say, we have, because the analysis, I know all of the analysis takes a long time, but I think people can be brought up to date on how things are going and, up to this point, what are we finding?
What have these community partners taught us? Working with communities involves a long-term commitment. It takes time to prepare, to conduct the research, and to stick around to see that the results are applied in the community. Part Part of being prepared is learning about the community. The community holds important knowledge and resources, but also faces challenges. Learn about both. To be prepared, you must also know yourself. What can you contribute? What do you have to learn? How does your background influence your work in the community? Working with communities requires reciprocity. Academic and community partners play mutually beneficial and substantive roles. Research must benefit the community. Therefore, research results need to be actionable. And sometimes something unanticipated happens, good or bad. Good preparation and a commitment to working in partnership for the long haul and for the benefit of the community can help collaborations deal with the unexpected. Community-engaged research holds great promise for enhancing the relevance and validity of research, for improving conditions in our state, and for addressing the University of Minnesota's land grant mission.